Hola amigos, we're going to talk XRP HBAR price along with insider action that'll blow your mind. Corrupt, or is it, I don't know, a family benefit? Maxie's out there saying XRP still a security even though there is a rule and an acknowledgement from the SEC. What gives? Well, I'll share it with you if you got a few minutes. Happy Friday.
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
And be honest with me, you're happier with the setup of the background of the studio room. I get it. I know, I'm cool. Thank you. But before we get into the crypto news, and I swear, one of these stories, look, let me give you a warning. One of these stories is just really gonna piss you off, okay? But I gotta bring you the news, good or bad, happy or sad. Comments? Yeah, yours come first. Let's do it. Bradley P. Gamer says, Economic Ninja. He started his pump and dump scams with his followers and I think some other influencers as well. I was too new to understand what I was getting involved with. Sad. There's so many freaking people out there that are like, bro, you should get into this. And they're like trying to sell you on it. I don't sell you on it. I sell you the news and you decide what's good or bad. I'm so tired of other content creators out there using their fans as a piggy bank. That's just so wrong. Enrique Ramirez says, comedy today with Klaus, melting faces, Epstein, Diddy, we getting NASA lies on too, baby. Yeah, we're getting lots of juicy content. We're also hearing about what, JFK? Grassy Knoll? Ooh, corrupt United States CIA. Johnny Kinsman says, I kind of thought they had this all figured out. But here we are. No utilities. For real, what's the usage? What do you use crypto for? You use it for making money, for buying low and selling high. It's like we're all art dealers here, Pokemon card traders. By the way, I got Japanese ones too. Raichu GX, Sun and Moon, just throwing it out there. I'm just a fan. Bitcoin sitting at 84,061. ETH is 1961 XP. We're going to talk price rise at the end is 238. HBAR hanging out here in the bottom. Why? Because their volume is smaller, right? Size dictates volume. HBAR 18.4 cents. We're going to talk to them. Pi, $1.07. This is just the most disgusting pump and dump, catching a falling nice piece of crap that we've seen as of late. Sol at 126, ADA at 70 cents, and BNB at 636. Also, my favorite Kawasaki motorcycle, a 636, so suck on that. XRP is pre-mined security, says Max Keiser. Despite Ripple's win with the SEC. Ooh, Klaus, you're bringing us the XRP Ripple news at the beginning of the video. Yes, and there's going to be more at the end. So Max Keiser is like a total gold maxi for those of you that don't know. And dude is just like, he's, okay, you know how like Sailor's like a wacko to Bitcoin? This is how like Keiser is to gold. For some advocates of cryptocurrency and Bitcoin in particular, the legal fact that XRP is not a security is nothing. For example, Max Keiser, one of the earliest Bitcoin evangelists, said the altcoin is pre-mined security, as he called it in his recent post. This trigger was the news that the SEC confirmed that BTC and other cryptos that work on proof of work consensus are not securities. And pre-mined ETH and XRP are 100% securities, Keiser commented. So you see what I'm saying? This is like the whole like, not my president thing. Like, even though you've got ruling, even though you got the SEC acknowledging it, even though you got Torres talking about it, this and that, you got all the stuff, the SEC dropping their appeal, people are still like, no, don't believe it. That's the same bullshit as those people out there that say, nope, that's not my president. It is your president. You might not like it, but it is your president. Just like, yes, there are laws out there. You might not like laws, but yes, they're laws. They suck. Should we change a bunch of them? F yeah. America, titties, jumblies. Happy Friday. So I find this interesting because like it's some people are so maxied into it, they can't pull their head out of their butts to see what's really happening. And so there you go. Max Keiser, BTC Maxi, upset about it. Let's keep learning. U.S. Treasury removes sanctions on Tornado Cash after an appellate court loss. Oh, you mean more government overreach that got denied? Yes, girlfriend. We remain deeply concerned about the significant state-sponsored hacking and money laundering campaign aimed at stealing and acquiring and deploying digital assets. They're talking about people using Tornado Cash, naughty people, but you can also use it for good things. And let's be honest here. A lot of people use the US dollar to do naughty things. Go to certain parts of certain neighborhoods at night, and certain ladies will do certain things for certain amounts of money. They will take cash, my guy and my gals. So I understand that maybe some bad people use Tornado Cash, but there's a lot of good people that do too. Maybe there are certain things that you want washed out, that you want private. There's nothing wrong with that. What if maybe you want to wash out a whole bunch of crypto to get a medical procedure done, but it's really personal, so you're paying for it all in cash, and you want all those transaction wiped so that there's no trails, blah, 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 blah. Throwing it out there. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like privacy. Like there's uses for this. So government overreach denied. Let's keep learning. Oh, by the way, this Treasury, department, it's all linked, listed down below. Here's the old article if you want to read it. There you go. Have fun with that. All right, the story that's going to piss you off. Eric Trump joins the board of Bitcoin treasury company Metaplanet. And you're like, Klaus, Metaplanet, why does it sound so familiar? That's one of the companies out there that is like the MicroStrategy. Gosh, I always say it. They're like strategy. This is like the Japanese version of it. Eric Trump, son of U.S. President Donald Trump, has joined Metaplanet, a Japanese publicly traded company that's listed on the Tokyo Stock Exchange. Metaplanet announced on March 21st, yo, that's today, breaking news. Hit that subscribe button because you know it's worth it. And touch it. That's the like button. Eric Trump has joined its newly formed strategic board of advisors, effective immediately. According to the company, a prolific buyer of BTC, yeah, they are. They're totally like strategy here in the United States. So, Trump's kid gets a spot on the old board? How do you feel about that? I mean, I get it. Insiders are going to get insider jobs, Let's move on. Why did Ripple create RLUSD stablecoin? Deaton talks about it. John Deaton, well-known in legal circles, is an advocate for XRP. And this is what he said. According to Brad Garlinghouse, it is believed that we'll see a 10x of the stablecoin market cap within 5 years. I've been telling you this. I've been telling you that the reason players are getting so big into stablecoins is they're so freaking profitable. Like if you're going to have a store, if you're going to sell anything, you're going to want to sell the most out of your shit that's the most profitable, so that you can make the most money with the least amount of effort and expenses incurred. And stablecoins do that. This shit's all digital. It's not like there's people behind the scenes like counting $100 bills and moving it from one bank to the other. These are mouse clicks, my guys and gals. And a lot of this stuff is automated. Money printer go burr. Let's keep learning. There's a reason Ripple created its own stablecoin. And you listen to what Scott Besson says, quoted below, after legislation is passed, it's likely that several tier 1 banks will create their own stablecoins. A multi-trillion-dollar market cap, which means there's going to be multiple winners. They're not talking about altcoins, they're talking about stablecoins. Pegged to the US dollar, so there is no fear of crypto eroding the dollar. So when you watch those channels out there that are like, oh, XRPL, they're going to be running the Russian stock exchange. And they're, no, girlfriend. No, that's not how that works. So why are they doing stables? Because it makes Ripple a shit ton of money. But bro, you need the XRP to settle the transactions. Yes, you do. But do you know how little it uses per transaction? Yeah, like what, 0.00001, whatever it is? Come on now. Even in Visa-esque transactions, you ain't burning that much. Let's keep learning. All right, I'm going to share with you something. Toncoin, up a ton. Like what I did there? Probably not, but I threw it in there anyways. Why? Venture capital money just dumped in. 400 million, I believe it was. Yeah, that's a lot of money flowing into there. So now players are like, oh, okay, there's going to be some building. There's going to be some new funders. There's going to be some excitement here. There's going to be some maybe some utility brought on. That's why that's pumping up 24% in the last 7 days. While the rest of the top 10, some in the red, some in the green, but that is the biggest one. In fact, out of the top 20, top 30, top 40, top 50, there you go. Pumping the most in recent news. HBAR, okay, not so good looking since the initial hit from the Trump announcement. Zoom out to the month and you're like, yo, 27 cents seems far away. Zoom out a little bit more and we're starting to sit here and think, are we going to really erode all of the losses from the election pumperino? I mean, 30 cents now really seems far away because where's the capital? Where's the excitement going to come from? Volume right now not doing so good at 161 million, down 44% in the last 24 hours. This week has been one of the poopiest weeks on volume since the election pump. We're getting close to like weekend crap volume that we got like before the election. Yeah, that kind of sucks. So that's why we start talking about utility and what people are building, and that's what's going to be the big thing for HBAR as well. What's going to be hot about it? Wasn't mentioned in a strategic reserve. Okay, cool, you don't need that. Going to benefit on regs? Yes. Going to benefit on ETFs? Yes, if they buy through the exchanges, not over the counter. So HBAR, yes, does have some good news on the horizon. The big one, honestly, is regulations. I think a lot of us are agreeing out there that regs are going to be the biggest thing. That's what's keeping money away, or the next, quote, wave of money away. But if you want the players to do the best, those players are going to have to come out with something that's going to want to garner more attention, which means what, everyone? More money. Lots of money. Jumblies money. Love the jumblies. Stock XRP. Volume, okay. Look, 1 to 2 billion was the typical volume for XRP before the election pump, okay? Before all the hysteria that happened. Right now we're sitting at 3.68 billion. Juicy? Yeah. But I mean, like, not as juicy as it has been. We're holding on way better. I mean, you see a lot of times these attempts to $2, sub $2. Yeah, you can snipe it sub 2. But you see XRP always has been popping back up on that. The charts, by the way, when you zoom out for these two, are very different. You could see twice HBAR really trying to make that move here, trying to break through, that 40-cent mark and hit it. Didn't twice. XRPs, you see a little different story here. You see a single try-hold attempt at $3, couldn't hold it, but hey, $2 is holding quite well. We had tests before the $3 run, we got tests after the $3 run, at the $2 mark. Yeah, we had Sunday Bloody Sunday, where we got down to $1.77. Yo, nasty. But now you're in juicy profits if you bought at that time. So there's definitely been opportunities to snipe out there. The volume for XP is a bit healthier. XP has a few more stories going on for it than does HBAR. I mean, both have fairly good outlooks in terms of news events that's going to be coming up. But we still have to see the usage and we still have to see the utility. Now, in terms of XRP, there's a lot more short-term money that jumps into this as well. You ever see some of them transactions? They are big. People dumping in 20, 30, 50 million at a crack on XRP and then selling it, right away. It's like, whoa. So there's people playing out there too. All right, you want to go into the news that's going to make you cry? Like you got a tissue? No. I'm saying, but this is just cheer me up. It might piss off a few people. Stronghold. Okay. Let's zoom out on that bad boy. Oh, no. That's not looking so hot. Oh, Klaus. Come on, Klaus. Oh, see, Stronghold was another one. Yeah, have people made money on it? Sure. But every time it's been a pumperoni, dumperoni, pumperoni, dumperoni. Rinse and repeat, pumperoni, dumperoni. It's not me like making the charts look a certain way. No, this is zoomed out what it looks like. Its entire history. Huge periods of absolute nothingness. And then pumperoni, hopium, all the influencers out there showing it. Baby, you want SHX. And then it's all of a sudden like, oh, dumperoni. What about Pi? This is like absolutely crazy with this. You had a whole bunch of pre-live action. You had it go all the way up to 3, couldn't hold it nearly, dropping under $1. I mean, this is, again, like, holy crap, pumperoni, dumperoni. Onyx Coin, XCN, man, that's just almost losing like gains like crazy. This is nuts. And then you go back to what I talked about before. What is going to keep the market interested in this? Remember, it's like the hype of like the oomph, right, of the big juice that comes out. And then afterwards, it just goes away. Same thing with Pi Network. It was like huge hype until the launch. And then once the launch happened, people were like, oh, let's just sell and just dump this thing. SHX, you've seen it. Every so often, it's like a huge group of influencers out there all going, oh, Stronghold, SHX, yeah. And then they're pimping it on the back of other stuff, right? Want to keep going? All right, we keep going. Aquarius, the biggest program ever to be built on Stellar that's going to bolster liquidity and make things amazing. There you go, girlfriend. Maybe I should flip that bitch upside down to make it look better, but You're telling me that that's juice? No. Completely worthless. But again, it was hyped up by a bunch of players out there. Yeah. Want to keep going? Franklin Templeton, 2023, April. They're announcing they're doing a government money fund on the Stellar chain. Influencers out there. Franklin Templeton, this is November 12, 2024, announces $1.7 trillion move to Stellar XLM. I heart the Stellar community. Balls McSack as XLM has done what for price, everyone? Hold on, let me put that in here real quick because I want to be fair. I want to make sure like something magically didn't happen in the last few seconds that I've been recording. Let me go through this and you go, oh. Pumperoni, dumperoni, dormant BS for a while. Pumperoni, dumperoni, dormant BS. Pumperoni, dumperoni, you get what I'm saying? It even rhymes. Now, but bro, gaming is gonna totally revolutionize crypto. Oh, girlfriend, no. You remember that first person shooter where you can play to earn and people are like, yo, you're gonna make so much money gaming on XRP. Oh, girlfriend, did that make the money? Hell friggin' no. And that's what I'm saying, like all this stuff gets like hyped up and it ends up being nothing burgers. It doesn't do anything. We all function without even giving and using Stronghold. We don't care. We don't use it. Pi, awesome. There's people out there mining it, but you need the ecosystem. You need the want. You need the utility behind it, whether it's store of value or what. Onyx, I don't know, girlfriend. I mean, what are they going to do to attract new money? Aquarius, that's your big program that's going to bring liquidity to Stellar Chain? Oh, girlfriend, that's not good either. And anytime you hear about tokenization, has it ever done anything to the price? See, when we had the Trump election, that brought a lot of enthusiasm to the market. It brought a lot of money to the market. But then all of a sudden, the players started realizing, yo, they're not doing anything different. We just have a new El Jefe. And when you have a new El Jefe with an industry that's not evolving to meet the customer demands, yeah, me and you, because we're not using crypto. It's not like we're sitting here going, yo, bro, you want me to blockchain you some NFTs over there, homeboy? No, that's not what I want right now. You walk into the strip club, you're like, hey, bro, I'm cashing in my XLM tonight so I could get some jumblies in the face. No, you're not doing that. You're not going to the bodega to spend your crypto. You're buying it low. You're buying the dips to try to sell the tips because we're not seeing the utility play out in the market as the crypto market always promises. So then you get the El New Jefe coming in, and the new El Jefe helps pump the markets. But then we see that the crypto players out there aren't really doing anything to keep the attention of the markets. Oh, try berry. Salted because it's electrolytes. Oh, sorry, I trained earlier today. I'm trying to hydrate. But I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just reflecting to you what's actually happening. And the actual reflection of what's happening is the price action of all these projects. They have these crazy areas where there's this hysteria, this money pump, and then it just kind of goes down, and then it just goes to boring zone for a while, and then pumps again and gets excited, and when we zoom out, like really far, like 30,000 feet up in the air, looking down, we're in a plane, we're going over the Caribbean, we're going to, I don't know, where do you guys want to go? Like Trinidad and Tobago? You want to go to like Jamaica? You want to go to the Keys, right? And we're flying. And we're looking down and we're like, yo, crypto, what have you really done? I'm looking at you down there. Oh, cross-border payments? Oh, that's cute. How many of us really use it? And when has it ever brought any sort of price action or all of a sudden been like, yeah, this is amazing? I just reported to you how banks are going to be doing their own stable coins. Oh, but bro, Bank of USA, Bank of whatever, Bank of these nuts is going to be... They're going to be making their own stables, man. That's not cool. Now, will they buy proprietary software, some of the companies that we share on the channel? Yeah, of course. But then that's proprietary software that's going to be their own private chains, and it's going to be the main companies that we report on here that benefit from it. Because as of right now, when we look at crypto, it's crazy speculative, And the utility has been like crazy minimal. Like no one's brought anything to the table that makes us use it. And I've read the comments, trust me, I have read the comments. But bro, the utility's coming. But no one's telling me yet what the utility is. People are like, bro, RLUSD. Once that starts going, we're going to be able to see that because it uses transactions. Dude, it's like 0.0001 whatever XRP per transaction. It's not the volume, because remember, you could send 10 million for a fraction of a penny. So if you could send money super cheap, dude, that's what I'm saying. Even if places used it a couple times a day, they're not even using up a penny in like how many years? Like hundreds? Like crazy amounts? Tens? I don't freaking know. It's an insane amount because there's so many freaking zeros in there. So yeah, it's not like you're making the juice on transactional action. And the stuff that just gets thrown in, I'm glad that people are trying, but it's just not working. It's not capturing anyone. Meme is cool because what you see with meme, and just hear me out. What meme is cool with is when you see some of like the fan tokens, right? It's like the hype when like they did the World Cup stuff and you see people kind of getting in like the Brazil token and the Germany token. Like that kind of stuff, like I get it. Because that's just like flat out like, you know, having fun gambling with your team. Let's just be real here. That's as close as it is, right? Like that stuff's kind of cool. I mean, the branding stuff I get, you know. It's not really the biggest market because we really haven't seen it grow. It's not like we see anyone walking around with like tons of like Doge and BTC gear. No, it's only like at the conventions. And it's just, it hasn't done what it said it would. It hasn't revolutionized finance. And Deaton even said, so for people out there like, bro, you're negative. Well, then what is Deaton saying? Deaton himself has said, yo, most I own of crypto is BTC. He's a huge BTC holder, like a huge BTC holder. He's got a lot of zeros on his account of just BTC. Deaton even says, yo, the banks are going to be doing it. They're going to make it in their own private. Dang. So there you go. Stablecoin market cap growing. Easy to make money on it. It's easy then for these banks to move money cheaply. They don't need to use XRP. They don't need to use the Stellar chain. And here we are going, okay, girlfriend, you've been doing this now for how many years and we're still trying to figure out the whole utility thing? Like, they're going to need to bring something juicy to the table. And it better not be some mashup Mario Kart meets Modern Warfare 3 meets Pokemon. No. Like, got to bring some real utility to the game. Choo-choo, bitches. Oh, by the way, I went running today.